Okay, I don't know what you've done recently, but someone is thinking about you so much that they're actually going a little bit crazy over you. Not in a bad way, but they find you to be very mysterious. They can't explain what is going on with them whenever they're thinking of you because it's not just thinking of you. They can feel you, they can sense you. There is this energetic connection that is going on between you, almost like an energetic thread where you can both feel each other. But here's the thing, they're guarded. They're not really moving forward, and they might seem from the outside looking in. This is the funny part. It's like they have such an interesting persona. When I'm reading their energy, they come across as this life of the party, outgoing, maybe a little bit adventurous, spontaneous, confident, maybe even a little bit over the top, But with you, they lose their composure. They don't know how to approach you. It's almost that energy of they always know what to say. They always know what to do. But with you, it's different. It's like when they see you either online or they see you in real life, like when they interact with you, they get all tongue-tied. They get tangled up. They kind of self-sabotage, if you know what I mean. Like there was this episode recently. I am rewatching Modern Family. And Gloria, she is, she has this typical Leo personality. She is bubbly and confident. And she saw her idol, I think it was a TV show, an actress, someone she really adored, admired. And when she met her, she was only able to stutter. And she went completely, she was like a little embarrassed of herself because she couldn't approach her. And I feel this is what is happening with this person. They don't know how to approach you, but they want to approach you because Spirit was telling me that they had a Three of Swords coming up. This is basically a deeper layer here, what I'm seeing. Okay. Wow. Okay, let me hold that thought for a second. And the Hanged Man. Spirit earlier was giving me, card is falling down. Spirit was giving me this analogy of that they had a dream, a vision, something that they saw in you. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you look at someone, you can see them or you can really see them. And when you met, something happened within them where it got unlocked, where they could see the future with you. 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. They see not just you physically, they see your whole being, your whole essence. Your energy is unlike anyone they have ever met. You know when you meet people and they're kind of similar, but you are not that. You are different. You're so different. Your energy lingers, it sticks. It permeates. It's everywhere. And you're kind of everywhere they go. And that makes them nervous because their body responds to your energy. They not only do they get nervous, it feels like they lose a little bit of control here. Talking about that facade, talking about someone who always wants to have it together. They care a lot about how other people perceive them, if you know what I mean. Sometimes the people who care the most, what other people think of them, are the people who are the loudest and the most confident. But with you, there is no... You're not like the other people. And it's like, when you deal with a lot of people, you always know how to kind of impress them. But with you, because they get so flustered around you, so nervous, and because you're unlike anyone they've ever met, they're not going to go far with their usual approach or strategy. The 10 of Cups is also coming up well. With the usual approach of putting on the show, putting on that mask, trying to impress you. And because you are also not going to respond to it, I feel you're someone who's very genuine. You you want to know that person on a level where it's like you want to know their real self. You want to know them for real because you've recently stepped into your own authenticity, where you don't really care that much anymore what other people think about you. And they kind of feel that to the point where it's like it's taking them and making them want to be like that too. They want to be as free as you are, the fool at the bottom. Wow. This is you. You're just taking a leap of faith. You're betting on yourself. You're shining. You're in your confident energy. They cannot stop looking at you. They cannot look away. They're saying, I have my eyes on you, but not because of your beauty alone. It's more than that. And I've channeled a song where it's like, okay, so they're saying there's a piece of you that's here with me. It's everywhere I go. It's everything I see. When I sleep, I dream and it gets me by. I can make believe that you're here tonight. So this is what I'm picking up on. They're thinking of you in a way where it's like they're having these dreams of you where they see you and they feel you. You know, they feel that version of reality where you're so close, and that is such a beautiful feeling. It makes them feel something they have never felt before, like a peace, like a fulfillment. And they've been longing their entire life to feel something like that, but also it scares them because something you've never felt before can be very scary. But then it's also at the same time, they feel that you're not there. So they feel the void and they feel the absence. And that is making them actually want to make a move. Because now that they're like, you're not here, it gave them time to think. The void, you know, when nothing is happening and we're getting really upset because we want to see the movement, we want that text or that confession, we want that relationship to already move forward. But it gave them time to reflect on what is actually going on. And I feel like this is also between you, you know? There is a supernatural way of communicating where, you know, they think of you and then they see your name or they see signs, angel numbers, 111 on my camera, the time that's left. You're definitely going through a timeline shift right now. I've seen so many angel numbers today. It's crazy. Like, you could also be seeing 999, 111, 222. It's like, you know, they go through their day. They see something beautiful. Maybe something you would like a gift, or maybe you like the same type of music. They want to go to a concert and they're like, oh, I wish we could go there together. They're doing all these small things with you already because it's not like they're doing this consciously, but it just happens to them. When you automatically, your mind goes back to that person, or even more, they are going through their day and suddenly they hear a song and it takes them out for a second. You know how sometimes you listen to a song and it's not just you listen to it and you're like struck. It's this feeling again, this magical feeling. This, you know, recently I had it in a reading where it was like, I'm on your magical mystery ride. You know that song by John Legend, All of Me? They feel like ever since they met you, the magic has entered their life and they don't want it to leave, you know? They see you in everything they do. And they're almost torn between two things here. So Spirit is saying these moments when you're almost reaching out to them, I'm not joking, okay? I've had that in the past as well when I wanted to reach out to a client or someone. I was like, I wanted to reach out and then I didn't, but then they reached out to me. So it's like those moments when you feel like you want to reach out to them so badly, I feel like they are contemplating it because everything is energy. You can feel each other. You really have a sort of like an energetic connection between you. And Spirit is saying this, You feel like you fell in love with each other accidentally. It just happened, boom. You fell for each other. You were not prepared. It came out of nowhere. But it was not an accident. It was not an accident. Let me see what flipped around here. Wow. King of Cups, Queen of Cups. That is what is waiting for you. Wow. Spirit is saying you're hung up on movement. You're hung up on that they have not fully moved forward, that they have not fully put the cards on the table, and kind of like you're a little bit over it. And the thing is, they have this chronicle overthinking. This is where I'm seeing the Three of Swords. Okay, this is their past. This is what they're concealing with their, look at me, I have everything together behavior, poker face. They're concealing heartbreak. Heartbreak that they have never really spoken about, that they've never really opened up about. Like, they have kept that in their own shell, Spirit is giving me this like shell that they bottle everything up. And it's like, there's also a lot of rejection in the past that led them to believe, you know what, listen, let me rather stop it before it really begins, because if I allow this right now, these strong feelings, it's like, what if you're like the other people? What if it doesn't work out? What if, and then they're flooded with all these what ifs, but it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's not working, They tried so badly to tell themselves like, okay, it's just a crush. It's just gonna fade out. But how can you forget this moment? You know what I mean? This moment you shared, this one moment that you shared that was so special. This tiny moment has so much bliss inside that it makes them think like, oh my God, like what if I could have this forever? And I feel like both of you are currently in this energetic back and forth, kind of waiting for the other one to make a move, kind of waiting for, because you're rightfully so, might I say, rightfully so, you're saying, okay, it's their turn to make a move. And I feel like it is really their turn to make a move. But I want you to know that even though you're waiting for this moment, you know what I mean? You're waiting for the text, the confession, or the date, whatever stage you're in currently, you're waiting for this confirmation where you can finally just breathe and say, okay, it has happened. Yay, it has happened. It's, that thing. It's like Spirit is saying you're already in the midst of it. You are already in that connection. You are in a connection with them. Yeah, it might not have all played out in the physical, but you are. Like, every single day you're connecting to them. So never forget that. Like, all these signs or moments when you have this knowing, you just have a knowing they're thinking of you. Just a very clear inner intuitive knowing. This is already movement, The thing is, movement happens in their mind the second you're thinking of them, okay? And not just this, it's almost like an echo. When you're thinking of them, they're thinking of you, and then you're thinking of them, and they're thinking of you, and it goes back and forth. And this is what I mean with it is already a connection. So just because they haven't fully told you how they feel, because of the stuff that they're still, it's like a dam that's breaking. At some point, these emotions are going to pour out. It might not necessarily be that they're gonna tell you every heartbreak they've gone through, but they might do this in a way where they're gonna process it first, which I think is the best move here, because if they carry that old heartbreak into your new relationship, it would not be good for the both of you. So Spirit wants you to know that they're already doing what they can to show up for you, even if it might not always fully seem like it or feel like it, If you want to go deeper into this, how you can already experience their best version, find out what they're thinking, what they're feeling, because yes, there are ways you can find it out. It's not manipulation. You can tap into the energetic connection between you. go and grab my telepathy guide. It is down below. It is currently on sale. So grab that while it lasts. And let me give you just a quick, I've channeled a song, okay? Hold on. Because that is with these visions, okay? That song came to me. Someone commented it a while ago here on YouTube, and I really, really liked the song. And guess what happened? I listened to it, and I got these downloads about that song. It's by Justin Timberlake. And then I watched another tarot reading, and I kid you not, guess what? That person had a TV on in the background, and it was exactly this visual of the music video. So that is really an interesting coincidence. You might communicate a lot with them through music in a way where you really feel like, wow, they're thinking of me, and hear a song that you always used to listen to together, or a band that they really like. So anyways, it's by Justin Timberlake, Imagination. Let me read you the lyrics, because this is kind of fitting with these visions that they're having. And I can promise that the real thing is better than your imagination. Imagine if I changed your plans. Imagine if you made me your man. Oh, you don't even understand. It's like the thing is something that you do, wakes up this urge to be better. Where before they met you, I feel they did not want to settle down because it didn't feel like something they wanted naturally. Just because other people settle down doesn't mean you have to do it. But when you came along, there was something about them, like a deep part that had been hidden within them, that actually was longing for that all along. And now they are. And this is the crazy part about them, where it's like they seem so nonchalant is the word I think I'm looking for, in a way. Maybe even a little bit over the top, confident, and, only thinking about tomorrow, but they're actually not just thinking about tomorrow. They're thinking about the next years, like what life's gonna be. Can life really be that good? Can it really be that good? And then they're seeing you, and they're flooded with that all. And I think there's a part of them, that vulnerable part, that wants to be nothing but in a safe love, where it feels safe. They're out and about, they see a couple holding hands, maybe an elderly couple, and they're like, oh God, I wish this was us in however many years, in 20, 30 years. And they're catching themselves getting like that. And then they're like, oh my God, what happened to me? Like, why am I so soft? I need to stop it. Stop that, Riley. Stop that behavior, This is them. They're so sweet. They have so much to offer, but there's also so much under the surface. Really, Spirit is saying like that ocean of emotion. When someone it's almost, I'm seeing like that ocean of emotion, but it has this layer of ice, in winter when like a lake is frozen, and it would just be a thin ice, and you would break into that lake, and then this is kind of when you break through that shell, suddenly boom, you're in that ocean of emotion. Like when that shell breaks, oh Lord, like there's a lot coming up then underneath. Wow. They definitely have a lot that they have not told you yet. I'm telling you, a lot. And it has to do with their feelings for you. I might do a part 2 on that as well. Let me know in the comments below. So I want to give you a quick tip, okay? There is this new way that I found to really connect to this future, because I feel for most of us, the problem is not that we don't know what we want. We know what we want. Even if we've been through a lot in love, heartbreak, betrayal, trauma, whatever it is, even these experiences have shown us what we want. Because in experiencing what we don't want, we can actually say, okay, I never want to be in that place again. I actually want this on the other side of it. I want that 10 of Cups energy. I want that relationship that really flows. You know, when you get to be friends and lovers, you have someone who really gets you, who has the same sense of humor, the same sense of seeing the world. You have a shared vision for the future. There's nothing you can't talk about, and you can always rely on them. And this energy, really. And the more you make that normal, like familiar, the closer you bring it. And you don't have to figure out the steps. You don't have to figure out how exactly it's going to unfold. Like, what is the next step? When is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? What do I have to do to make it happen? But you're connecting to that version of reality. And by doing so, I'm not joking, it already is unfolding. And that is the beauty of it, that we don't have to fight hard for it. But the question is, can you accept it? Can you accept to be loved like that? Because to me, I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it because it's not that easy to really let that love in and make that normal. So I have the dream catcher method that basically helps you to shift into the reality where it's here now, and you can live that every single day. You can stop clinging on to the how, trying to figure it out, and you can manifest while you're sleeping. And that's why what I love so much about it is because there is no real effort. You get to experience, you feel good, you know, you can already experience what it's like to be married or living together. So I'd really encourage you to do that exercise. It is in my Manifest Your SP guide that just launched. I'm really glad to share it with you guys. It's linked down below. So really tonight, instead of replaying the stuff that you don't want to see, because I know sometimes we're doing it. Sometimes we're going into the worst case scenario instead of going into what we actually want to experience. Tonight, allow yourself to drift off into this beautiful future and to see that it is not a future, but it is now. You know, it is here. It is in a way tangible, even if your body has not been there yet, okay? So the link is down below. I'm really excited, guys. Can't wait to hear your experiences. So let me share for the last message a thought of them. Oh, I totally forgot about those cards. I have some more cards hidden in here. They're saying you're out of my league. You should really see yourself through that person's eyes. I mean, sometimes I think you don't even realize that just having you alone would already be that person's greatest fulfillment. But then having you for life is leaving them speechless. You're their weakness. There is a song, I think it's Dan and Shay, Speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. They think you know, but then you also don't know. You know that they're into you, but then you play small. You get back into these old patterns of saying, yeah, well, I'm not that amazing. And Spirit is saying, stop that. You should know by now that you're not just, you're a catch. And that's an understatement, Haunted by words I never said. It really takes a toll on them. It's a tug of war. Inside of them, it's this, you're out of their league. They want to confess. Then they're haunted. Then they're like, is it too late? Have you moved on? Then they want to find out what you're doing. But they know the right move is to make a move. You know what I mean? Like, there is no way around it. You cannot guess what someone is feeling without at some point asking them, like, where are we standing? You made me believe in heaven. You are really that person's heaven on earth. If that came to fruition for them, it would be the ultimate fulfillment of their entire life. And a part of them feels unworthy of that love. A part of them is still learning to accept that they are worthy of that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we're like, okay, other people can have that, but not me. But they're working towards it. They're really someone, I'm seeing them as very courageous and ready to face their inner, there's this stuff underneath the surface of that ocean, if it makes sense. That was such a beautiful message. Oh my God. Okay, I really love it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, as always, subscribe to not miss out on more readings. And also, if you would like my help with your personal manifestation, whatever it is, feel free to contact me. The link is down below. I offer one-on-one guided manifestation sessions where we can talk about anything SP, money, career, spiritual journey, twin flame connection, because as you know, I'm also on the twin flame journey, so I'm very happy to help you with that. Other than that, that was it. Thank you for sticking around, and I will see you in the next one.